Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And today we are showing off the Height Performance Group's new achievement, if you will, and that is a hot air balloon. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. All right, guys. So first off, Height Performance Group once again knocked it out of the park with what's the word I'm looking for? Groundbreaking development here, and we're able to successfully create a hot air balloon model for Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, I'll admit that I was a little when I first got the notification, because they were kind enough obviously to send me a review copy. And by the way, this is not an early access version of it. This will be releasing, I believe they said October the 7th. So at the end of this coming week here, this will be available to everybody through their website. So I was a little skeptical. I'm like, hot air balloon. And then I got into the simulator, I messed around with it a little bit, and it's fantastic. It's pretty cool. Now, I've only just taken a quick hop in it, sort of got my bearings, get an idea. You know, I didn't know very much about hot air balloons. Now, we're restricted to the windage, obviously. Now, so we can do either custom wind or live weather. We're just going to do live weather. I believe it's going to take us over to a nearby airport here, a little airfield right down the road here. So we're going to try to hit that. There's a couple of really neat features about that we're going to discuss. First thing we do, obviously, we got to get the bag or the envelope blown up here. And then we'll be talking about some of the other really interesting parts of this particular model. Now, one of the cool things as we get into it here, obviously, they have their famous tablet. Let's get a view created here, because I have a feeling we're going to need this. Let's actually get a couple views here. So obviously we need one of the tablets. So Control Alt, and let's call this 2. We do have avionics, little radio stack right here. Control Alt and 3, and let's do one more. Just sort of our default view here. Nice comfy view. Where is my character? That's good. I don't want to be looking down. I guess I'm a little off. Boop. I think that's good. Let's do Control Alt and 1, and let's make sure I can look up and see both the tanks here. I can indeed. Okay. So, couple of the really cool features. Let's get back down to the tablet here. And we have obviously nearby balloons, meaning that we can actually add other balloons in the area, sort of increasing that immersion, like if you were doing like a balloon festival thing. I know we've done one here a couple times. There's one that's been up in Flagstaff a few times. So they're always really cool to see. And some of the hot air balloons that are out there are just absolutely stunning. They're just gorgeous. That's the other cool thing. We are obviously we're sporting the Height Performance Group default livery here, you know, giving them all the props they can today. But they did come with, I think it was 7 or 8 other liveries that are included that you can choose from. So again, we can add other balloons to the area. You have your Hype radio if you have that launched. Flappy Bird, still got to have it, right? Same thing we saw from the H-145. Little nav map, automatic integration. So for those of you who are familiar with that, you guys will be pretty excited by that. Let's see, let's jump in here. Now, if we're using the default wind, we can select the wind, or we can do like a nav flight plan, which I believe will adjust the wind according to the flight plan that we have entered in the world map. We're going to sort of fly this raw, guys. So we're not going to worry about that. Now, one of the cool things you do have is an automatic burner ignition, if you will, basically an autopilot for altitude. And what that will allow you to do is just sort of look around and enjoy the scenery. And every couple seconds, you'll hear the burners lighting up to maintain the altitude. Or you can set it through a specific height over the terrain. So if you're trying to do some sort of like hot air balloon terrain following, that could be pretty cool as well. So obviously very awesome stuff. I love the work that they put out, guys. It's just fantastic. We'll probably play around with this here in a little bit just to see what it's like. I haven't messed around with the autopilot, if you will, and basically it's just the AI taking care of it. I do enjoy the animation that they have for the passengers. That, you know, you got the guy holding onto the rail here. It's not they didn't just drop a couple of people in. You know what I mean? They made it look realistic, and followed what you would expect to see here. Okay, so let's see here. I think that we need to open the valve, right? Maybe that one's already open. I know there's another one up under. Oh, there it goes. Okay, we'll see if I did this right. Open the gas valve for that one. Okay, cool. And let me make sure we got plenty of sim sound here. All right, let's come up top. Now, you know what? I do need to back that camera out just a little bit. Maybe... there we go. That'll work. Okay. You want to make sure the gold handles are actually in the position that they're in. Now, the gas handles, if I have this correct, these are animated, but they don't actually function. They're inoperable at the moment. I think the same thing with the pilot light, but these are the pilot light handles. But so let's go ahead and get her turned on. I'm going to use both of the burners to get the envelope filled. Uh-oh. I'm wondering... Oh, there, that one's working. Would have been that one, I think, that I turned off. There we go. And let's go outside and watch this thing fill, because it's pretty cool. Look at the animation here. It's fantastic. Everything's in 4K. You got 4K interior and exterior textures. Tell me that's not awesome. And up we go right into the gas pump, but I won't tell them if you don't. And we're up. There we go. Now, one of the really cool things about this is it is optimized and, well, let me rephrase that. It is designed for and optimized for virtual reality. So VR players, you guys are going to have a wonderful time with this, which this is absolutely going to shine in VR. The only reason why I'm not showing you guys that on the screen here is because I don't like the way that virtual reality records. I feel like you guys get a better benefit through just the monitor, the 2D view. So now let's see. Let's add some hot air balloons. Let's make it so we're not the only ones out here. Let's see here. Let's make it a festival. Let's do like 15, 16 there. Boom. Hit create. What do we got going on? Oh, I think we're flying through one. We are. Okay, so that didn't work out very well, but that's probably my fault. We're up pretty high. Let's go ahead and quiet that down a little bit. Gosh, I feel like I was probably yelling at you guys, and I'm sorry if I was. I apologize. There we go. And then one of the other cool things. So let's go ahead and let's make it a bit darker out here, shall we? Okay. So, and then now, let's turn some lights on. I believe that's all I needed. Uh-oh. Let me check my lights mapping here. Oh, no. Oh, never mind. That's just my headlamp. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. Let's see here. I thought I saw something for that. My apologies. Still looks pretty, though. So let's go back to... I like their idea. Let's do like a sunrise flight. There we go. See, they got lights in theirs. Oh, you know what that is? It's the burner. Duh. Now, for the burner, you can either do what I'm doing here and fire it manually. There you go. Or you can actually map it to the throttle. The throttle, based on the throttle's position, will determine when it lights the burners and how many it lights. It's absolutely beautiful. And we took off from Ryan Field, which is just southwest of Tucson. we're always flying all the time, it's you don't really think about it. And then here we have the hot air dump. So pull that, lets the hot air escape. Now we want to be careful how long we do this, but they actually show the wobbling effect. Let that ride for just a minute or two. It's obviously not an instantaneous thing. Oh no, that's still what I wanted. Just the one, right? Oh, hi. Looking right into my own eyes. Man, we must have gotten it nice and hot. 144 degrees. But you can see it dumping pretty quick there. I believe they maintain about 100 degrees Celsius. And then beneath that, we'll see ourselves start to descend if memory serves. So we'll just monitor that for a second here. I love our sunrises and sunsets. That's the other thing I'll give Microsoft Flight Simulator. They actually do a really good job of nailing that in Tucson. Why do I feel like my clouds are not set to ultra, which is not okay? Clouds. Where are you? Volumetric clouds. Nope, they're on ultra. Okay, they just look different for some reason. All right, so there we go. We're below the 100 degrees Celsius, and we should be descending. And we should see the balloon starting to collapse. So we'll just keep monitoring it for a second here. Still got pretty hot. You can see our altitude is dropping. Got a vertical descent rate right now about 200 feet per second or per minute. Gosh, 200 feet per second, that would suck. You know, when you think about the complexity in navigating a hot air balloon, plotting the winds, understanding what's happening, managing the descent of one, you know, it's got to be actually quite challenging. 56 degrees. Now descending at almost 400 feet per minute. It's definitely getting colder. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Now we're getting some wobbling effect. That was a little weird. All right, let's go ahead and close that up so we, don't have anything horrible happen. So I was hoping to make it over here. Now, there's the other thing was, I believe we can fire some fireworks. Let me, I have to remind myself how to do it, so bear with me here. This is a pretty interesting experience, man. Definitely an interesting experience. All right, so click on one of the fireworks. Oh, there you go. Whoa, hey. Uh-oh. Ah! Okay, so exactly what you probably think happened is what happened. Yours truly wasn't paying attention to the temperature and went down like a bullet. So that was my bad. But let's check out one of the fireworks now. So to do a firework, they're right down there. We're going to click on one. Brings it up over here and... click on the fuse. Okay, I think that's kind of neat. Let's get these out. Way to go, Hype Performance Group. This is for them. I like the sounds. Sounds are great. And actually, before we do that, I told you guys that we would check this out. So let's go to the, let's see, you got aircraft setup. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's go to, where was it? What was it? Yep, here. So let's go to altitude. This will maintain the current height. Should turn off on its own here. See our vertical velocity. Oh, hey, oops. There we go. And as the aircraft cools, or the envelope cools, the igniter should reignite. That's too badass, dude. And then turn it off. We just click it again. And then let's see here. So if we want to use, switched over to nav. So if you go to nav, it will adjust the wind to whatever your flight plan is. But it's interesting because I didn't create one. So I wonder if it's just taking us back to where we were. That's pretty awesome. And then if we really want to get crazy, we could come off of live weather, right? And I think, like, let's go to a few clouds here, right? And let's do this. Let's go to our wind levels. Let's see here. What am I looking for? Wind. What happens if we change that? Look at that. So you could literally set your wind. Now, it wouldn't turn the cockpit, I don't believe, like this, but maybe. That's pretty cool. A lot of options, guys. A lot of different ways that you could think of to do this, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and see about getting this thing down on the ground now. All right, so we're working our way down now. 57 degrees. I've closed the bleed. So this time we shouldn't go plummeting to the ground. I'm monitoring our rate of descent here. See what the envelope looks like. Still nice and pretty. Good. I think that twisting and turning is the wind from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's go back to live weather. You seem to like that a lot better. We weren't definitely seeing, weren't that? Okay, let's started descending really fast. That made me nervous. Here we go. Keep it nice and smooth, right? Not like we're not in a basket here, so. We'll just park it wherever she wants to go and let the truck come out and get us. Whee! Looking at about 150 feet per minute here. I'm trying to lighten that up a bit. This really is a pretty awesome experience, guys. And this will be, so I've confirmed, again, on Hype Performance Group's website, $15 US on October the 7th. So definitely very reasonable. Get those creativity hats, guys. I do want to get down before we eat the trees, but you know. Almost there. And I think we're... Boom! There it is. That's all there is to it. Brings us down. Let's bleed the envelope out. That's the pilot light up there that we're seeing. Very cool. So we'll let the envelope deflate. It'll lay down like it always does. This was a really awesome experience. First off, thank you very much to the Hype Performance Group for giving me the opportunity to review this. This is a really awesome product and a whole different perspective from flight simulation that I never actually saw myself doing. So this was a really, really nice surprise and a really welcomed product. Guys, let me know what you guys think down in the description below. Tell me if you'll be purchasing this. Again, October the 7th, Hype Performance Group's website at $15 US. October the 7th, one more time. Make sure you guys check it out and support them. They are just continuing to really remold the simulator. First with the H-135, then the 145. Now we have ourselves hot air balloons. These guys are just being innovative and very, very creative with their development, and I can't wait to see what they come out with next. As always, guys, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.